Well, the first thing you need to do is ask yourself truthfully, where am I right now? Where am I right now? Where am I in my marriage right now? What realistically does it look like? Stop blowing smoke. Stop trying to make things look better than they are. Just be real. Where am I? Secondly, where do I want to be? What does success look like? And then begin to list what are the benefits. What are the benefits of being more successful in this area of my life? And also, what are the responsibilities of deeper success in that area? All right, here's the third step. And this is a really big one. The third step is motive. Find your why. Find your reason why. How many of you know that the moment you choose to move forward in an area, there will be natural, let's just discount spiritual for a minute. I believe there will be spiritual resistance. But how many of you know that just in the natural, there's natural resistance? When you decide you're going to lose weight, how many of you know there's natural resistance against that? You've got patterns, and they're not just your eating patterns, you've got patterns of going out with people. And when you go out with people, this is what they do, and this is what they order, and this is how they talk. And so you have developed a lifestyle that supports where you are right now. You have friendships that support where you're at right now. I said this a couple weeks ago, but your attitude in life is really an accumulation of the 5 people that you hang around the most. You attract people into your life that tend to have the same type of mentality, tend to have the same type of belief systems, tend to support the way that you live. Okay, so the point is, find your why. What is the reason for you to change? How many of you know that when you decide to go on a diet, that sometimes just because I should is not a good enough reason? Right? So start to break it down further. This is what's going to happen to me health-wise if I don't change. My children could be without me in their lives if I don't change this. How many of you ever saw the smoking commercial where, and I love the commercial, they're making smoking look cool. They got this guy, they got the camel cowboy, and the hip hop guy and all these cool people smoking cigarettes and stuff. And in the end, they show the guy in the wheelchair and he's all shriveled up and he's got an oxygen mask on and he's this couldn't be you. Just again, we could tie this to anything of our lives, but basically, what you need to do is you need to paint a picture of what life looks like now. The easiest way I can relate this to you is in the area of losing weight. Have you ever taken a photograph of yourself without a lot of clothes on? Now, I don't know why this is, but for some reason, what you see in the photo is not what you see in the mirror. Have you ever noticed that before? That when you look in the mirror, there's a little bit of delusion going on. It's somehow, it's not quite as bad. But when you see the picture, it's like, oh, wow. Okay, so take a now picture. Okay, and it doesn't have to be in the area of weight loss. Take a now picture of your marriage. Take a now picture of your financial situation. Find something that represents where you're at. And then find something else that represents where you want to be. And put those in a visible place in your house. Put those somewhere where you can constantly be reminded that if I don't step forward into this, this is the reality that I have to deal with. Okay? Now, we all have competing commitments. And what that means is that there are areas where we want certain things in our life, but we want other things more. Okay? How many of you know that there's, in the area of eating, how many of you know there's a lot of reasons people eat that have nothing to do with being hungry? Right? You know, for me personally, one of the things in my life has been that there have been times that I've been so out of control in so many areas of my life that it felt like the only thing that I had control over was what I put in my mouth. And so there have been times when I felt like I couldn't do this, I didn't have this, I couldn't do that, I was waiting for this. It seemed like at the moment that the thing that I chose to do was just this outward rebellion, like if I can't have anything else I want, I'm going to eat a brownie. Now, that may be completely different for you, I don't know. But, you know, you need to find out what your competing commitments are. There's some things that you want in life, but something is keeping you from getting there. You need to find a why that is so powerful, that is so real, that is so personal to you. You need to find a why that just reaches into the core of you and makes you so angry or so inspires you that no matter what the difficulties that come, you'll make those changes because that why is that important to you. So find your why. You might not necessarily be as passionate about the how. Okay? And again, nobody gets excited about things that are painful. So find something that motivates you. You know, again, just being in shape might not motivate you. But the idea of not getting heart disease like you have in your family heritage, maybe that's a motivator to you. The fact of your children growing up without a mom, maybe that's a motivator to you. You know, the fact if you're diabetic, go visit. You know, one of the horrible things about my life was I used to have to do hospital visits every week, and I would go to the hospitals from all over Northeast Ohio every Friday. And one of the ones I used to hate the most was when I had to visit people that had a very bad case of diabetes. Because I would walk in, and the first time I'd walk in, that person, they would say that, you know, maybe their ankle's all purple, and they say, well, I think the doctor thinks they might have to remove my foot. You know, so, you know, next time I come to visit that person in the hospital, they don't have a foot. And some of the people that I visited were in there so long that it went from the foot to the knee to the leg. And they just kept on cutting off bigger and bigger pieces. Maybe what you need to do is go visit a hospital. Maybe what you need to do is just get that picture so ingrained in your mind that you say, the sugar's just not worth it. But find something that moves you emotionally. Find something that you can tie to this transition in life that moves you. Okay? Everybody still with me? Everybody still with me?
Yes.
All right. Now, the fourth one we've kind of already covered, but I just cannot overemphasize this enough. You have to change your mindset. And most of us have a mindset that I wish this was the truth in my life, but it's not. You know, I wish I was financially prospered, but the truth is that I'm under a mountain of debt. And so we think that we are being truthful by living our lives from that reality. Okay, so I hope that I will be free financially, but I am in debt. whatever the mindset is that you receive about who you are, that will be what you will manifest in your life. In other words, what I'm trying to tell you is that before you're going to change, you're going to have to believe that you are something before you are. If I feel like I'm a failure and a screw-up, and I keep hoping I'm going to get my act together, every day I'm going to be tripping over something that's going to reinforce the idea that I'm a failure and a screw-up. The more conscious I am of being a failure and a screw-up, the more I'm going to fail and screw up. Okay, so what I'm trying to say to you is that if you're going to be a successful person financially, then right now, regardless of where you're at, if you're a person that is eyeball deep in debt, you need to start seeing yourself as a financially prospered person. And you need to begin to create that reality inside of yourself so that you can honestly use these words: I am financially free. You have to believe that it is so before you're going to see it happen. The Bible says it like this. It says that Abraham called those things that are not as though they are. That's Romans chapter 4. I also challenge you to read Hebrews chapter 11:1. It says faith is the substance of things that we hope for. It says it is the evidence of things that we haven't seen yet. So biblically speaking, it is accurate for you to say something that God wants you to be. Something that right now is only a reality in the creative realm. How many of you know before an artist paints a picture, there's a picture inside the artist? And the manifestation of that picture comes out of whatever's inside of them. Right? It's the same thing with everything that you want in your life. God has already placed it inside of you. You will begin to manifest it. You will begin to live it as you begin to believe that you are it. Okay? So the reason that a lot of people hope to be in a different place in life, but they never break free, is because they hang on to the mindset that I am this and I won't be anything else other than this until I see that I'm not this anymore. And that's why so many people want to be healthy, but they're not. They continue to be sick. Long after, it's because you will express or manifest what you believe that you are. Intention mechanism. We stated this last week, but once the intention in you becomes clear, the way to get there will begin to show up. So once you transition beyond the idea that I really wish I were more financially blessed, you start to transition beyond the idea that I wish I had a better marriage. Once you begin to accept this concept, I have a healthy marriage. Now right now maybe the reality is things are not good. But you make a choice. I have a healthy marriage. I love my spouse. We get along well together. We enjoy spending time together. He or she is my best friend. These are things we tell ourselves aren't true anymore. But if they're ever going to be true, you're going to have to get back to that place that you were before the problem started. You got to go back to that mindset again. You got to go back to that belief system again. Okay? Once the intention is clear, the mechanism will begin to appear.